Hi everyone, so today we're going to look at using backing papers, and we're going to look at washi tape number 2, which is going to be making borders out of different sized washi tapes to enhance the backing paper. I'm sticking today away from particular graphics and just concentrating on a simple message on each one. Okay, so here is our first one, which has got a border down the side. This one here, simple piece of backing paper down the side, down the centre, and a narrow strip and a wider strip down each side. Now this one opens tent style, and it would be easy to just add a pretty greeting on the bottom. Okay, so put that to one side. I've gone for a 6-inch square card, or 15 centimetres, and when you fold your cards, always fold them so that the edges are right. Never guarantee that this crease that is put in is going to fold correctly, right? Because when it's creased, it can fold either side of the line, so your card can be out. So do take care and don't just assume it's going to be right. So I've got this piece of backing paper here. I was going to trim it down, but I think I'll leave it exactly as it is. Now I want something to make it stand out off the page, so I've got a scrap of brown here which will enhance the picture, and I'm going to stick that down. So I haven't measured anything, I just know that it will look right on the card for size. And we're going to go right in the middle of our piece there. Now I'm going to take fancy scissors for this one, and I'm going to cut using the backing paper as a guide. And it's important that you leave enough space on here for the scissors to actually grab hold of the paper. I get so many people that say my scissors are no good, and it's purely the fact of give the scissors enough paper to hold on to. Paper or card, it doesn't matter. Turn it round. I don't have to worry about cutting a straight line because I'm going down the edge of my backing paper. So that's already starting to look nice. I think that's probably a better way up. So I'm going to attach that to my card. Check the card opens the correct way, and I want a balance of the white all the way round, so I am checking that I've got a reasonable balance on all sides. Okay, and it's starting to look really good. Now I think I'm going to do something slightly different with this one. I'm going to make this into a book fold. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to get my scoreboard. Actually, I'll do it with a ruler. I'm going to put my ruler down, and I'm going to score a line down there. I want to just start that fold there because I want that to be opening as a book fold. Okay. So I'm going to take double-sided tape . This is all stuff that you've probably got in your stash. It doesn't matter what design it is. It doesn't matter what greeting you want on it. Just use what you have. So I've now got the front that looks like a book. Okay. And I'm going to decorate this book at the spine of the book. We're going to do that with washi tape, and I've taken this one, which is blues and greens, and I think yes, I can see a little butterfly on it. Let's take that off my finger. I've got a narrow brown and a narrow blue, so let's see. I'm not sure yet what we're going to use, but we're going to place that down the centre of the spine. Let it flow over onto your mat. Okay. Then I'm going to take the blue and I'm going to take the blue right the way down the side. Don't be afraid of leaving a little bit of white like I did here, because it all adds to the design. Take the next one. Washi tape's very forgiving in that you can keep repositioning it for a while. And then I think I want to go with a brown to pick up the brown I've put on there. It's got a tiny bit of gold in it. Sometimes difficult to start. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white. As part of my design. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white as part of the design on that side. And I'm going to take my craft knife now and just gently pull through onto my mat, and I can take off the excess. I don't like on these sorts of cards winding it round the back. We will be doing a card where we do wind it onto a separate piece, but that's in the next. So there we have got washi tape stuck. So even before I add a greeting, right, from a simple piece of backing paper, no extra decoupage or anything, that makes a beautiful card. And I can just add a little sentiment, I think. Now these actually come with a little tab on the back, but it's only one tab, so that's not really enough often to support it. So I'm going to add a couple there. So simple greeting with love. And there we have card number 1. So we've done a book fold, which was very easy, just to do a score line down. There is our card opening, and we've decorated what would have been the spine with washi tape. So this one hasn't been scored, but again, simple backing paper, matching the washi tape to it, and a simple greeting, and this one with a wider border and followed by a narrow border, but picking up the colours that are in our design. So there is card number 1. Right, card number 2, I'm staying with a 6-inch square card, and I've cut a 10 centimetre or 4-inch square out of backing paper, but I made sure I had an interest with the butterfly and flowers. All right, so it just randomly came out of an A4 piece. So I'm going to take that. I've picked out a matching piece of card from my stash to mat the design onto, and this time I'm going to do a straight edge all the way round. So I place that onto there. Now I have an old ruler that had no markings, and I've put on there a couple of strips of plastic which were just waste, so I can butt that up against my picture, cut down, and do that on all 4 sides. And I've got a beautiful mat all the way round my picture. Now I can see there it's bowed a little bit, so I'm going to go back. Yes, I can see I must have twisted the knife a fraction. Yep, lovely. So that's going onto there. I want space to put a border around with washi tape, so I'm going to just take that. There we go. I'm going to put it up there, and looking at the balance across and down, I'm going to go with that. So you can adjust whatever size you want as long as it fits on the card and gives you a space to work on. Okay, butterflies up the right way. There we go. Right, okay, now I've chosen a couple of washi tapes. This one's got butterflies on it, and this is a plain. So I think I'm going to go with the butterflies first, because that's the bigger washi tape. Okay. And I'm going to go, if I'm going to put the thinner one, I'm keeping a bit away from the edge. Always overlap it. Okay. So there's those two. We're going to miter the corners the same as we did with our first washi tape demo. There's no easy way to find the starting place of these, I'm afraid. So now I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to miter my corner. So from the corner here to the corner here, gently cut through. One will come out from underneath. This one will peel off from the top. So, perfect mitered corner. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm not worried if it overhangs the edge a bit, because I can trim that. Take my craft knife and from the corner to the corner, perfect miter on all of those two corners there. Don't want that to go underneath. Now I was going to add a small border, but I think it will spoil the balance of the card unless I move that. Let me see if I can ease that one off. Right, I'm going much further now up to the corner, but still having a balance of white around there. I can see a tiny bit under there. Right, okay, so now I'm going to take a narrow border. So I've now got a narrow purple border. And I'm coming down on there, and I'm going to leave a tiny portion of white overlap it, because you always want something you can hold on to pull all the little bits out. So again, mite the corner, and now we're going to go all the way down the edge to take off the excess there. And one bit's gone underneath, we don't want that. Just press it down onto your mat and it's going to stay in place until you've cut through. There. So now, from a simple piece of backing paper, right, we've matched our washi tape all the way round and we've got a beautiful card. So let's see. One of the things here that I'd like to show as well is peel-offs often stretch when you're taking them off. So I tend to take the corner and, keeping it low, I pull off the whole backing. So now I can clearly see all of my greetings. Okay, now I've done that with my silver and my gold, and I think I'm going to go with gold just in that corner. Now I can get hold of my craft knife, lift it off, and it comes off perfectly. Onto there, I go to that end, it just lifts off. There we go. So, happy birthday, simple background, and bring in your design with your washi tapes. So that is card number 2. Okay, so on this card we're going to do 4 frames and 4 tiles. Okay, now there is a simple way of doing it. If you haven't done the mitered frames before, then please go back to the previous washi tape tutorial, and then you'll find this one a lot easier. So I have my 6-inch card, or 15 centimeters, and I'm going to just loosely mark the halfway points. So just going to put a tiny mark on all the edges halfway. Okay, I don't really want to have to rub out a load of lines, so we're going very, very lightly with it. But what I do want to do is have a center mark, so I'm just going to gently put a mark across the center. I'm not doing it so I've got a tiny mark there. Okay, so I have chosen a medium washi tape. Right, I've prepared 4 tiles that are 4 centimeters square, and I've got my backing paper, and because I've got lots of different focal points, I can move this around and decide exactly what part of the picture I want to use. Now I think I'm going to go for I've done that one and that one. I've done that one and I've done that one. I'll probably go for this double cream one. Okay. So the previous tutorial shows you how to place your tile on. So I'm going to place it behind the picture I want. I'm going to cut an edge all the way around, no measuring on it, and I'm going to prepare around, move that out the way, all the way round with double-sided tape. This is a lot quicker than before, so if you haven't done the tutorial, please do so, because it will explain in much more detail. Right, so I'm going to peel off opposite sides, dent the corners, dent the corner and fold in. So there's my tile prepared, and I've gone ahead and prepared 3 more. So I'm going to pop some sticky fixers on ready. There we go. So there are my 4 pictures, and I've got 2 blues and 2 with the cream flowers on. So let's go back to the frames. Okay. So I have my marks in the middle. Find the washi tape end. we go. Right, and I'm going to go all the way round the outside, just leaving a fraction of white around the outside. Okay, now I can see my little marks that I made here and the centre cross, so I'm going to leave myself a small portion of white. I'm coming through here, leaving a portion of white and onto there. Take this one and I'm going the other side. So you've got guidelines to follow. There's that. And that one. Now this one looks as though it's come down a little bit, so I'm going to lift that and redo that one. So I have actually got my 4 frames, but they don't look very good. So I'm going to take my craft knife and we're going to miter all the corners. So I'm going to go on all these 4 to begin with. So we're going from the centre out to the outside, and then we're going to pick off the overlaps. Press that down, turn it. From the centre out, turn it from the centre out. If you just lift up slightly, the underneath one comes out a lot easier. So from the centre out to the outside. This one's gone underneath. Lift it up. There. So there's our first 4 corners done. Let's look at these in the centre. And I'm now going to go from that inside there across, straight across to that one. So I'm going across, across, turn it, across and across. Now in between you've got this little bar, and it's helpful if you lift that bar, they come off really, really well. Split a little bit. Lift the little bar in the middle. This one is going underneath, so I'm just going to lift that out the way, and that one. Will peel away and you can push those back down again. That one's just turned inside. So I'll come back and do that one in a minute. See if I can just There it is. So that's perfect. Now we're going to the outside ones, and I need to make sure that I go from the inside of the frame to the outside, inside to the outside. Lift that little bit in the middle, so that one's going underneath. Press it down. There will always be one that goes underneath and one that goes over the top. The one that goes over the top. Turn it round. Go from the centre of the frame to the outside. Centre of the frame to the outside. If your washi tape has gone underneath, just lift it. Right. So this one is underneath, so we just need to lift the washi tape a little bit, and then we can get this middle bar. Oops. Lift that one. Right. So we've just got 2 more to do. So from the middle of the frame out, middle of the frame out, take the obvious bits, and then this one has gone underneath, so I'm going to just lift that out the way, pull that out and close that down. So, turn it round from the middle of the frame out, middle of the frame out. It is quite easy to lose track and start to cut that way, so always say to yourself middle of the frame out. Yeah, now we need to go underneath. Pull it out the way and fold those down. We now have 4 beautifully mitered frames, and our flowers can go in diagonal, or they can go in square like this one. So I think on this one I'm going to go diagonal. Now I've got 2 that have got cream flowers, and 2 that have got darker blue. So I'm going the darker blue one there. Opposite corner I will do the other blue flower. Take those out. Yeah, and turn that one that way. And these have 2 cream flowers. Most of those are off already. Yes. So I'm going to do cream onto there. and the last one place in on there. Okay, so we have 4 tiles, we have 4 mitered frames on there, and either set your tiles diagonal or square. See if that's opening the right way. Okay, so that's card number 3, and next time we do it we will be looking at borders, we will be looking at panels to put on, and we will be looking at making frames and using washi tape in apertures. Okay, so that's what's coming in the next video, but have fun playing with this one. God bless you all.